call, please.
Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
Member Alan Calloway.
Here.
Police Chief Don Combs.
Here.
Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Here.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Here.
City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen.
Present.
President Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, any announcements? I have none. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. Committee reports. Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
No report.
All right. Police Chief Donnie Combs.
The only thing I have, Mayor, is the board know that we got all of our recalls completed. The only thing we have is the motorcycle.
Okay. All right. EMS Director Bobby Mills.
No reports about that.
All right. New business, Mike Clark, Industrial Drive, Charles A. Little Drive, Rehab Project Bid Opening and Award.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. We did receive 3 bids on this. The first is from Paul H. Road Company. And their bid is for $1,185,200. Okay. I'm just checking to make sure they've got the required information.
Refresh everybody's memory, this is for the storm sewer project.
It's road rehab and storm sewer on both Industrial Drive and Charles A. Little Drive.
Right.
Okay, and it appears that they do have all the required information. The next bid is from Utter Construction. And their bid is for $908,690.67.
Okay. Let's see.
And it does appear that they have all the required information. And our third and final bid is from Dave O'Mara Contractors, Inc. And their bid is for $773,000 even. And it does appear that they have all the required information also. In hearing this, they all attended our mandatory pre-bid meeting. I believe they're all on the same page. I would recommend to go with the low bid on this. Go ahead and award it to Dave O'Mara.
Questions up here?
I'd like to make a motion that we let staff move forward with their recommendation and move on this as quick as possible.
All right. Need a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion will carry. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Any other new business? I have none. No old business. Entertain a motion to approve the claims. Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to adjourn. Second? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion will carry. Utility board, as soon as we are seated. Alright, I'd like to call to order the March 19, 2018 City of Lawrenceburg Utility Board meeting. Could I get a roll call, please?
Member Tony Abbott,
Here.
member Aaron Cook, member Mel Davis. Here. Member Randy Abner. Here. Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen.
Present.
President Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Alright, any announcements, Mr. Clausen?
I've got one announcement, April 27th, 28th in North Carolina is APPA's Lyman Rodeo. We're gonna be sending a team down there, we're also gonna be sending a few people that aren't rodeo competitors, to do a little marketing for our own rodeo that we're having here.
Sure.
And, just to get a sense of how APPA's running their rodeo, just to bring some tips back for ours, which will be in September.
When's that, 27, 28?
It'll be the 27th, 28th, and 29th during Fall Fest.
No, I meant for April.
Oh, yes, Your Honor, April
27th.
27th and 28th.
Gotcha. Where's this at?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay,
That's all I have, Your Honor.
alright. No other announcements, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion will carry. Committee reports?
Not this time, Your Honor.
Alright. Any new business?
No, sir.
Any old business?
No, Your Honor.
Alright. I'll entertain a motion then to approve the claims.
Move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. I'd like to call to order the March 19th Lawrenceburg City Council meeting. All rise for the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call, Mr. Richardson?
Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Aaron Cook. Councilperson Mel Davis. Here. Councilperson Randy Abner. Here. Councilperson Paul Seymour Jr. Here. Police Chief Don Combs. Here. Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Here.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Here.
City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen.
Present.
Mayor Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
All right. Announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs. Mr. Cook, anybody have anything on streets, alleys, and curbs since Aaron's out of town? What about finance, Mr. Abbott?
Everything's fine.
Parks and playgrounds, Mr. Seymour?
No.
And fire, Mr. Abner?
Okay, Tuesday, March 20th, tomorrow, it's gonna be statewide tornado drill at 10:15.
Tomorrow. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, I have no announcements tonight. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting, which would have been on March the 11th, I believe. No. I got them sitting here looking at another. March 5th. I'll entertain a motion to approve those set of meeting minutes first for March 5th.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All All those in favor? Opposed? Motion will carry. And then we had a redevelopment and city council work session on March the 8th. I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes. Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion will carry. Committee reports, Fire Chief, Mr. Tremaine.
No report.
Police Chief, Don Combs.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have is I work with a company called Wall Publications, and they supply us with books for children, and they get sponsorships around town, which they have already done that, and they got a lot of sponsors from local businesses around here. These are some of the books that we hand out to the kids at schools at various times, so that's a very good deal that we do with them. It's a good company. And the only other thing I have is just to let everybody know that Ridgewood Health Campus having lunch for first responders tomorrow.
Oh,
So
nice.
all the council will be invited as well. Between 11 and 3.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Great. EMS Director Bobby Mills?
No report.
All right, sir. Under new business, just wanted to give people an update. We are now, we live stream on YouTube. Many of you probably already know this, but we think it's a huge step forward for in technology, like we've been doing with the rest of the things we're doing around here. You'll notice this one right here is taking pictures of you guys out in the audience, so you might want to start looking your best when you come to these meetings. And then the one back there is looking up this way towards us. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure people were aware of that. I think you just go out on YouTube and put the city of Lawrenceburg in there and you'll bring it up. Isn't that correct, Mr. Holt?
That's correct.
Okay. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Mr. Clark, you got Cook Place subdivision replat approval?
Yes, Your Honor, we have a replat of the Cook Place subdivision. We've gone through it, it's passed staff review and been certified by the Planning Commission, forwarded on to Common Council for approval.
Okay. All right. Any questions, guys?
I think I need to abstain.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't think you need to, but that's always safest. Yes, sir.
All right.
And this is just a replat that involves Mr. Seymour, but it doesn't benefit him financially in any way, just for full disclosure. And we've worked on this off and on again for a couple of years now, so thank you.
Any other questions regarding this topic? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the replat.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
Me.
Get a roll call, please.
Councilperson Tony Abbott,
Yay.
Councilperson Aaron Cook, Councilperson Mel Davis,
Yes.
Councilperson Randy Abner,
Yes.
Councilperson Paul Seymour Jr.,
Abstain.
Okay, motion will pass. All right, Mr. Richardson, Common Council request form.
Yes, about this one. So what we want to do is try to capture some data that comes in to the city via our representatives in order to provide better representation between representative members of local government and their constituents. We've created a new form for the elected officials to fill out when presenting issues at city council meetings or taking care of constituent issues outside of regularly scheduled meetings. We want to have these forms filed with the clerk's office. The new process would add a needed layer of documentation. This will allow the clerk treasurer's office to track data in accordance to various issues that take place in the city. A resolution page will be required so as to track how long the request had been open and then what kind of resolution has taken place for the constituent. Residents also have an opportunity to fill out the form themselves if they like. They can come to the clerk treasurer's office Monday through Friday between 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Office staff there is going to make sure the issue is brought to the attention of the appropriate council person, the mayor, or the clerk treasurer. And of course, we'll get this out to the local media as well. We'll make sure that everybody knows who their actual representative is that sits here. The important thing about this is it should give us some working data to go on so that we can use that in the future when we talk about issues that might come up or arise. We'll track this in an Excel spreadsheet. And talked about this too. I think it's important that we know where the issues are so that we can concentrate our efforts there a little bit more. And that's all I had. If you guys could, and of course this is voluntary, but I really would recommend that we adopt this so that, again, we could just keep track of these issues better. And, you know, perhaps in the future we can enlarge this to other areas of the city as well and not just have common council, the mayor, and myself filling these out.
Is it possible to put this out on, the website to retrieve?
Oh, yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
not the finished ones, but I meant the blank form?
Yeah, we'll have the blank form posted on the website as well. If a citizen wants to, they can certainly download that, fill it out, and they can mail it to us if they wanted to. As long as we have that in hand, it'll just help to track. And that doesn't detract anybody from saying to their local council person, hey, I've got a problem. We don't want to certainly supersede that. But we would like to have these things in writing. It's an old adage, if you don't document it, it never happens. So I think this would be a good process going forward.
Questions from folks up here? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? That motion will carry. All right. I have no additional new business. The only thing I have under old business is we had talked about, I got an update from the sports complex people over at the fairgrounds. And they are still, the project is their priority project. They still have, there's two groups that are working on that. There's the managing operators, and then there's the investment group. And they're waiting on the investment group. So with that said, I made a comment that, you know, we were gonna move the 4-H arena that's currently over there to a position that's gonna be further north of the motorcycle track. Number one, it was gonna have to be moved if this project goes through. Number two, it does bring, it helps the 4-H as far as closer to concessions and restrooms down in that area. What we're proposing though is, along with that, is this year, we're gonna start an annual, bull riding and rodeo in conjunction with Fall Fest. So we thought, well, why don't we, instead of having to rent these pens and everything every year, that we just make this an all-inclusive, make it a dual-purpose arena. We presented this to 4-H, had no opposition at their meeting, unless I didn't hear something, but no opposition there. It's been decided, it's been talked about that our workers, along with LCD workers and LMU, could do the work. And, you know, we're gonna have to have some concrete poured and stuff like that, and buy the fence from a company that Mr. Clausen's been dealing with. But what I would like to do tonight is that we need to get moving on this, because 4-H fair is in June. So I'd like to get moving on this. I believe a company called Blattner, who is selling us the kit, or for lack of better words, is gonna do a site visit. But I would like the council to give the okay to commit up to $125,000 to do this project. Not to exceed 125. If for some reason it would, we'd have to come back and ask permission. But this is far less than what the original 4-H arena was gonna cost us. The first couple of bids were around 200,000 or so. So, and we think with using our folks to help do the labor, it's gonna help us save a lot of money as well. So anyway, I'm just asking for tonight, and I'm open for discussion, if you guys have some questions about it.
Can you touch a little bit on how utilities is gonna donate?
Yeah, utilities is gonna supply water to the area, along with the lighting. And what else was there? Was there something else? Along with
Electric.
Lighting. But it's gonna be a nice area, a nice arena over there that'll be able to be used for a number of things. So I think it's a good investment of the money for the park, actually. So, any other questions, comments? not, I'd entertain a motion to allow us to go forward with this.
So moved.
Second? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion will carry. That's all the old business I have.
One
yes,
thing
sir.
I'd like you to
Yes,
touch
sir.
on.
Yes, sir.
Would you also touch on and let the audience realize and know that this road project we're doing had a grant?
Oh, yes.
So let's let them know that the staff worked hard on a grant.
Yeah, the back when we, in the Board of Works meeting on the, Industrial Drive and Charles A. Little Drive, if you don't remember, and I should have mentioned that, thanks, Paul, but, part of this, I think it was $510 or $510,000?
$510,186.
Okay, 500, whatever. $510,186 is actually coming by way of the Community Crossings grant. We're only gonna be on the hook to get all of that project done, about $260,000. And there might be ways to even trimming that back, after talking to Mr. Clark today. So, that's a huge, nice shot in the arm from the state on that grant. So, you know, Judy and all those other folks on our staff and stuff that worked on that really did a nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, entertaining comments from the audience? Thank you. Okay, we got one advance payment tonight, in regards to Fall Fest. It's for the Murray Brothers shows. It's for $22,500. I entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, before we approve the regular claims, I believe Mr. Weldon's got, two claims that came, about this week that didn't make it into the packet. One was from the redevelopment meeting, I believe, as well, right?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. It pleases the council. The first claim that we've already voted, redevelopment already voted to pay this out of the firewall grant program, so it's $9,000 for the firewall grant on one of the High Street row houses that has been remodeled. We received both their invoice and the agreement, which are the two requirements per redevelopment. I met with them, so I just wanted to get a vote tonight to approve that claim for the firewall grant. And then, so we could vote on that, I suppose, just separately from the claims. Or we could just stick it in with the claims.
Both of those together?
Well, this one,
Outside or?
this one not everyone's gonna vote on.
Okay. Well, let's include this one with the claims.
Okay, that's great, thank you.
If you guys are okay, I'd like to include the firewall grant, claim along with the written claims that you have in your packet. Any questions about doing that? All right, then I'll entertain a motion to approve those claims along with the firewall grant.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Opposed? That motion will carry. And then there's one additional grant?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, and this is for legal fees to make a one-time payment as we discussed, and this would come from the legal budget for the properties that are in litigation on High Street, and it is a one-time payment of $3,500.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve that one claim for $3,500 in legal fees for current litigation.
What's this for now, on High Street?
It's for the properties that are in litigation and they're in a bankruptcy.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Okay.
All right, roll call, please.
Councilperson Tony Abbott,
Yeah.
Councilperson Aaron Cook, Councilperson Mel Davis,
Abstain.
Councilperson Randy Abner,
Yes.
Councilperson Paul Seymour Jr.
Yes.
All right, that motion will go forward.
Thank you.
Approved. All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
They're getting all of this stuff from
Opposed?
measures.
Motion carries. Thank you.